Hello everyone, I had a request for Little Bribes, Death Care for Cutie, a tutorial for Little Bribes, which we can do. Is fairly straightforward. Nice little song, fun to play as well. So a certain technique you need to practice before you can play this is a kind of mute strumming that really gives the song that sort of catchy rhythm. So everyone should practice holding an E chord, just hold an E chord, but then sort of take your fingers off, so instead of actually holding it down, you're just sort of touching them. And do that with all the strings so that you get just a percussive sound when you hit the strings. Right? But every so often on the upstroke, just push that E formation down, and you get this. You only really have to strike the strings. You don't really need the full E sound here. So that's important to practice first if you're going to play this song properly. Now for the actual chords, you need to know the following chords. Straight up E. Next is a kind of A, which from the A string would be open, 7, 6, open, open. Also Asus2, which would be open, 2, 2, open, open. Also from the A string. And again from the A string, another kind of A, which is open, 11, 13, open, open. So, all three are A's. And then for the sort of chorus, there's like a G, if you hold the G bar chord, but forget about the root here. Just forget about that one, mute it or whatever. And leave the last string open. Let it ring open. And do the same thing for the F minor bar chord. Forget about the root and leave the last two strings open. Okay, so he plays the chords in the following order. He starts with this A, and he goes down to the E. In fact, that's pretty much the whole verse. Then to A sus2, and slide up to those other two A's. Then the G, F minor, A, E. Kind of got to be smooth there. It's it's barely perceptible in the song, but it is there. I've studied a video, and you can clearly see Ben moving his hands. You could play the song in an easier way. You could just go E and hammer on the pinky. But if you watch Ben Gibbard actually play the song, he does slide, and I saw him play it live, which was a treat. And yeah, I can say he definitely does that. As for the bridge, I'll just write the chords down, but basically it's an F minor bar chord, a G sharp major 7 bar chord, a C sharp minor 7, and a B major bar chord. And I'm sure you can just figure those out if you listen and play along. Okay, so it's a fun one to play. Practice that technique, and it's a valuable technique to know. Thank you.